Magic is something wonderful and terrible all at once. It's wonderful because stories with it are boundless. Quite literally anything is possible, and with all that, how come there's so much dog water in the high fantasy genre lately? In a world where the concept of magic exists, are we really going to peak with main characters becoming slimes, spiders, a fridge? Is the power of friendship the only thing magic is capable of? Where's the real magic? Where's the intricate world building? Where's the... Oh, I found it. This is Witch Hat Atelier, a seinen manga that has so much life, and it only gets better the more you're immersed into the world that's been built. A world where witches, magicians are known to be born with the gift to cast magic. Coco here wasn't born a witch. She was born in a small town, working at her mother's dress shop. But for as long as she can remember, Coco has longed for the ability to cast magic. She even bought a spell book from this weird, scary-looking guy off the street just to look at pretty pictures despite knowing her place in the world was to be ordinary. Yeah, don't worry, we're gonna get back to that guy later. Qifrey, a traveling magician, enters her town for some business, breaks his carriage, and has to use magic to fix it. Needing a place that's not in the center of town, Coco quickly volunteers her mom's workshop, hoping to get a glimpse of magic being cast. Qifrey says he'd rather be alone, but that doesn't stop Coco. And what Coco learns is that common knowledge might not always be the truth. Magic spells aren't cast with words. It's not some cheesy rhyming thing like in Wizards of Waverly Place, or weird Simlish phrases from Harry Potter. Magic is drawn, meaning anyone can do it. Anyone can be magic. Coco darts away unseen by Qifrey and gets to work, wanting to test this theory. Witches aren't special because they were born with magic. People like Coco just didn't know how. She grabs that spellbook from earlier, sits her ass down at a desk, and a light glimmers from the page, filling Coco with a brief moment of joy before...
What did you draw, Coco? What kind of magic did you draw?
I don't know. I just copied the patterns in the book.
Coco?
Mom!
Coco!
Mom! This is why magic is hidden from the rest of the world. There's history in this environment. There's a reason and cost that you might have to pay if you use magic recklessly. Coco must bear this accident that she's made, turning her mother into crystal and resurfacing a villain that witches have been hunting. Thing is, this was just the first chapter. There's a threat and bite to magic that I think is there to contrast the excitement and wonder there is. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Chronicles of Narnia, Game of Thrones, even The Legend of Zelda were said by the author to have drawn inspiration for the world of Witch Hat Atelier, and not only makes it feel real, but also tangible. It finally feels like a high fantasy series where the author gives a damn about the complexities and the uniqueness that having a magical society can give. This series is truly a masterclass to world building. It's one thing to say there are different towns and life outside the place that we follow our main character into, but it's another to actually really show it. Characters of different ethnicities, cultures, and religion are sewn into this manga that you just feel a sense of it being lived in. We've heard this foundation, this setup before. It's a story that will never get old. The enchanting fairy tale of a young child who longs to be more than what society expects of her to be, who then has to grapple with an extraordinary burden, a responsibility to now grow up in a harsh world that's so intimidating, so different to what she knows, yet is exactly like what she's dreamt of her entire life. In Qifrey's Atilier, we have characters, all unique in their own way, characters with personality and life. We meet Tetia, who is upbeat and hyper, but we also see fear and insecurity behind her. Richie, who is so shy yet so stubborn, but also has a backstory that just tears you apart. And Agate, Coco's rival, who brings you on a journey from her hating Coco to genuinely trusting her when things get tough. The teachers too, witches that genuinely care about their students' well-being, and I read this manga with an overall feeling that I was learning alongside these characters too, which is such an insane feeling to have because, like, I'm not a character in this series. Yet being on this journey with Coco struggling so much to understand this new world around her, getting told by Qifrey that there's no greater teacher than life itself, which don't get me wrong, I've heard before, but if this isn't the first time an actual sensei left me sitting there like, damn it, he's got a point. As we spend more and more time immersed in this universe, we learn so much about these powers, yet there is just so much more you can feel exist beyond the pages. The immersion is insane. Everything in this manga just devoured my entire being, from the vibrant fantasy setting to the found family, and guys, let me tell you about the power system. We have a magic system with very basic but solid rules, making magic similar to a puzzle. Strategy, problem solving, outsmarting your opponent carries you beyond what strength can here. Before Coco is given permission to study magic, there's a test that she has to pass, the consent of the crown, where the only direction you're given is to get a flower from the top of the highest floating hill. Doesn't matter how, just do it. Problem solving, using your own creative mind to cast spells, is carried throughout the series. How you draw and write affects every spell, but nothing ever needs to be perfect. Every character has their own distinct talent. Coco has impressively straight line work. Richie has her own technique of drawing small circles, but draws them insanely fast. And it all can be traced back even to the world building that exists here. For every principle we grasp, there's a whole new branch of magic that expands the limit of what magic itself is capable of. All of it just feels like crack. I need to know more. I want Coco to succeed and challenge the values that always don't seem to be right. Why can't magic be available to everyone? What about those who are struggling? Is Qifrey really on Coco's side? Can witches play God? Why are these witches with brimmed hats watching her every move? Genuinely, there are moments while reading that just chill you to your bones. Every page never feels too full, every scene is handled with the utmost care, and every detail and every line drawn is carefully decided on. There are runes, keystones, glyphs, magic ink, silver trees, infinite water supplies, flying boots, lamps that repel beasts on roads, magic wheelchairs that have hooves instead of wheels, portal windows, a wizard city under the sea, caves with warped gravity, mountains that float in the sky, and best of all, a space toilet. I cannot stress to you enough that Witch Hat Atelier is a series that you actually should read, especially with how much just actually flipping or scrolling through the pages actually impacts the feeling of the story. But then again, could you expect anything less from a mangaka that's worked on cover art and concept work for Star Wars, Marvel, and DC Comics? Giving you scenery that just enchants you as much as your first time viewing a Ghibli movie. It's like reading a forgotten fairy tale, a story on stained glass, carved from another time. Metal, stone, wood line the edges of several pages. Panels aren't just there to frame the story. Panels themselves enhance the visual storytelling. It makes them feel like a character guiding you through the pages. Like when a glass bottle breaks, the panel shatters right in front of you. Explosions quite literally send panels off the page. There are major themes of hard work, team effort and friendship that shine in the most beautiful ways, all while really sensitive and important themes like disability, sexual assault, positive representation are treated in such a sensitive light. Morally gray areas like injustice, power balance, and who gets to play God with the power that they're given is surprisingly well done for a series that follows 4 12-year-old girls. And also, if you see the seinen tag on the genre, you better believe it. Y'all, also, if you are interested in reading Witch Hat Atelier or any other manga recently, this video was actually made in partnership with Bookwalker. When they reached out to me, your girl was so happy because they are literally the best place to read manga and light novels digitally. They offer over like 30,000 English manga and light novels from publishers like J Novel Club, Kodansha, Yen Press, Seven Seas Entertainment, and like so much more. They actually gave me a code to share with you guys, so please be sure to use it if you're interested in reading Witch Hat Atelier or any other manga, so you guys can read, get some coins with some money off, go buy some manga, go buy stuff. They might be having a promotion right now, I'm not sure, but just go check out the link in the description. Go check out Witch Hat Atelier. You will love it, I promise. Like, they asked me to review a manga that they have in their store, and when I saw that one, I was like, that one. Like, comment, subscribe, all of it, none of it. Make sure to click the link down in the description below to help my channel out and also get you some manga. Let me know if you want more manga videos. It's not like I care or anything.